Hello and welcome into tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Quaglia, sitting here with the guys all season long. Mike Molyneaux, Marv Ezhan. Guys, here we are. Said it all week last week. The Patriots, we didn't think they were going to be in the Super Bowl. We did not think they were going to be in the Super Bowl. That team, after the Tennessee game, after the Detroit game, the Miami Miracle, Pittsburgh, that team should, Jacksonville, God, that team should not have been in the Super Bowl. But look where we are. We're talking here Monday. We record Monday, February 4th. The New England Patriots are your, and I'm going to emphasize your, if you're not a Patriots fan, you're a Patriots hater, your Super Bowl 53 champions. They shouldn't be from what they did this year, but they are. They're your Super Bowl 53 champions. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, number 6 together. Number 6. So we're going to do this roundtable just talking about the game in general. We want to just get some reaction. Again, Super Bowl 53 champions, 6. Tom Brady, all-time leader in Super Bowl rings. Bill Belichick, the God. Should they rename the Lombardi Trophy? I don't know. Put a dash? I don't know. Maybe we'll have that conversation a different day. Guys, thoughts and reactions. Super Bowl 53. Marv, we'll start with you. How did the game go? What did you see? What did you like to see? Give me your thoughts.
If you are someone who loves defense, loves seeing stops, then this was the game for you. But if you were either a Patriots fan or a Rams fan, this had to be one of the most frustrating games to see because offensively, neither teams could do anything. Speaking on the Patriots' behalf, Tom Brady was bad. You could just, plain and simple, Brady was bad for the first 3 quarters of the game. And you could even argue maybe a little bit into the fourth, but...
You want me to give the stats? Tom Brady, 21 for 35, 262 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns.
And, you know, he also had a fumble, luckily, that got recovered. He fumbled the ball that got recovered when he was holding on to the ball for a ridiculous amount of time.
That was crazy.
Instead of just throwing it away or taking the sack like he usually does. You know, it was just watching that game. Wade Phillips' defense really got to Brady in that offense. They couldn't get nothing going. Brady couldn't throw to his running backs like he usually does. The running game wasn't really working as well till later in the second half. So it was just a defensive matchup. But like Brady's been for the past 18 years, when the game is on the line and you need clutch moments, the GOAT comes through. And he did. And who did he do it with? Edelman and Gronkowski. Gronk had the winning play offensively, you know, that big seam route that he did to Gronkowski that led to Sony Michel's running game. And then we can't talk enough about how great this defense and Brian Flores, Bill Belichick set up their game plan. Amazing. Hightower, Gilmore, Jason McCourty, he had the winning play on the defensive end, stopping, you know, Brandon Cooks, who was wide open for the
best play of the game.
Best play, yes. I definitely agree is the best play of the game. From Jason McCourty, you got to be happy for him, man. First time in the Super Bowl and coming out big, especially in the preseason when this was a guy you're talking about. Maybe he might get cut. He was nowhere to be found. So to see this whole 360 for Jason McCourty it was beautiful, man. Patriots came out on top because they were the best prepared team. And even though it wasn't a pretty game offensively, defensively, no one saw this coming.
Oh, God, no. I mean, especially with all the talk at the start of the championship games, this is the 4 best offensive teams in football this year. It was the first time that ever happened. And we have a 13-3 Super Bowl. That's unbelievable. Mike, before we jump over to you, guys, NFL might be over, but guess what? We have another huge week across the NBA with some very exciting matchups. There's only one place to get in on all of this action, betonline.ag. Sports, casino, virtual casino, you name it, baby. BetOnline.ag, CLNS Media's preferred sports book online. Use promo code CLNS50 for that 50% sign-up bonus. Just like we said all week last week, 50% sign-up bonus, CLNS50. BetOnline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. Go online or use your mobile phone to sign up today at betonline.ag or go to clnsmedia.com/win. win. That's clnsmedia.com/win, and try in-game live betting, which is my personal favorite. Said last week, I love gambling, love me some gambling. Live betting is the best, where you can participate with all of the action with every single play. Guys, just head to clnsmedia.com/win today, right when you're done with these roundtable videos. My game of the week this week that I'm picking, moneyline, Celtics-Lakers. And the reason I'm saying moneyline is because we don't know how Kyrie's hip's going to be. We don't know if Kyrie's going to play. He's out against the Cavs. So if Kyrie's going to be out, that makes it a much more competitive game. The Celtics still should win the game, so I'm going to pick Celtics moneyline. But Kyrie's hip, if he can play, definitely Celtics moneyline. If he can't play, iffy, I'm still going Celtics moneyline.
Kyrie's hip amazingly gets better when they face a good team. So we'll see.
Yep. All right, Mike, go.
This might be a bold statement, but I don't think it's that bold. But the game against the Rams in Super Bowl 53 could possibly be the Patriots' greatest defensive performance in all of their Super Bowl appearances.
It's got to be up there.
It has to be up there. Who would have ever thought? I think, looking at, going my prediction, I think we gave our predictions. Listen to all the predictions out there in the media. Nobody ever saw this coming. I think, people thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, a shootout possibly, and we got the complete opposite. And that is because, the defenses came out and played a hell of a game. And especially, the Patriots, their defense. A defense that really came on once the postseason started. Throughout the course of the season, they weren't exactly that same old bend not break defense, but they weren't locking down and shutting down teams like they did throughout the course of the postseason and in the Super Bowl. I mean, you look back at it, they did a hell of a job against the Chargers and Phillip Rivers and that team that was pretty damn good. You shut out Mahomes. I think throughout the first quarter or the first half, I don't remember which one, but you pretty much had a Kansas City team in check and definitely shut down Tyreek Hill, who's one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. Then you
one of the best offenses in football history.
Exactly. And then you get to the Super Bowl, and again, this is a team that obviously, you read the storylines for the Rams. It was Gurley 100%. Would the lights be too big for Goff? At the end of the day, these guys were in their pads with their jersey on the field, so they are expected to perform. And the Patriots just made that team, that offense, look like fools. So, I know a lot of people out there hated the fact that, reading a lot of messages, what a boring game, what a boring Super Bowl. So boring. Yeah, I guess, yeah, who wouldn't want to see Brady throw for 500 yards again, maybe 4 touchdown passes, and Goff them just going back and forth? That would obviously be an entertainment game. But a defensive matchup that we had, I can't be too upset at that. And it just goes to show that the Patriots defense has come a long way. And, maybe throughout the course of the season, you're saying, well, maybe the defense is not what we thought they were. Maybe they need to adjust here and there. Take this defense and be ready to roll next season. Obviously, some tweaks and whatnot, but I'm very shocked and surprised at how well this defense performed throughout the course of the postseason, and then especially in the Super Bowl to hold the mighty Los Angeles Rams to 3 points.
Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, you talk about the tweaks. Hopefully they bring back Trey Flowers because that guy's a free agent this offseason. He was a huge key to the way this team played this year and went in the way they turned it on at the end. So I want to bring up this point. Experience is a big conversation topic through the 2 weeks between the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. And it looked like that's what it came down to. Sean McVay said it himself after the game. He said, look, I got out-coached. And he's right. He did. It was, guys, that was Bill Belichick's 8th Super Bowl. That was his 8th Super Bowl win, excuse me, being an assistant and being a head coach. But that was a 6th as a head coach. This guy has been here before, obviously. And you could tell, I mean, he completely outcoached the guy at 33 years old. Sean McVay, just like I said about Patrick Mahomes, I think he's one of the next greats in this league. I don't like the direction we're going with just hiring a bunch of young head coaches. I think it was the Rams actually quarterback coach today who's 35 years old who just got a head coaching job with Cincinnati today. But He said it himself. Again, I got outcoached, and that's exactly what happened. Another key that we hit on a lot was that they have to shake Jared Goff. If they make Jared Goff feel uncomfortable, if they make Jared Goff go off the game plan, they make Jared Goff have to create his own decisions. That was going to be a major factor of the game, and that's what it turned out to be. He had a horrendous game. Even when he was open throwing the ball, he didn't look comfortable because that ball was a duck. We mentioned the pass, the Jason McCourty pass, the Brandon Cooks pass. Brandon Cooks was wide open in the end zone. Look, if Jared Goff zips that ball in there, that's a touchdown. If Jared Goff steps into it like an NFL quarterback who's not old, who doesn't have a bum arm, who's 24 years old, you make that touchdown. But instead, he floated a duck up there. Not to take anything away from Jason McCourty's play, because that was one of the best defensive plays I've seen in a Super Bowl, maybe of my entire life. I'm not exaggerating. That was an excellent play. Jason McCourty getting there was the play of the game. But Jared Goff, he just looked uncomfortable. And then key three that we had, take away the run game. That's what they did. You could not let the Rams be two-dimensional. You had to take them down to one-dimensional. Put the ball in Jared Goff's hands. Guys, that's what they did. Todd Gurley, 35 yards. CJ Anderson, who runs all over the Patriots. 22 yards. 22 yards. You know how far that is? Not very far, guys. Not even a quarter of the way down the field. The Patriots defense, unbelievable. Unbelievable between Stephon Gilmore, Dante Hightower, Kyle Van Noy. And shout out to Kyle Van Noy. Because when that guy came over here 2 years ago, people were like, oh, Kyle Van Noy, what's that guy supposed to do? This guy, he's a very mediocre player. Well, guess what? Had an excellent game in Super Bowl 53 last night, including a big-time sack and a great year. The team defensively holding one of the best offenses in football to 3 points. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tom Brady, okay, and another shout-out before we move on to the next topic. Sony Michel, 94 yards. Sony Michel, guys, this guy turned it on in the last...
They weren't even using him early in the game. It was very frustrating watching as to why are they lining up with Burkhead and not Michel. But similar to like Brady in the fourth quarter, Michel came on, and when he got his opportunities again, he made the most of them.
He stepped up. It was a great defensive game. You know, Mike, I am part of that crowd that was very bored. I was saying it all through the game. It was almost like the Red Sox 18-inning game against Los Angeles when Ian Kinsler booted it. I was like, please, at some point, just score. Put me out of my misery. I need to see something happen in this game. The halftime show also stunk. The best part of the game, guys, Gladys Knight hitting that over, baby. Let's go, Gladys.